There is a story about this beautiful woman who would walk an hour every single day to get water from the river. And she had this huge bamboo stick on her shoulder, and on one side of the stick, she had a new bucket, a new wooden bucket, and on the other side of the stick, she had an old rusty bucket that would leak a little water. So she would walk half an hour with her bamboo stick and her two buckets, and then she would fill up in the river these two buckets with water, and then she would walk all the way home half an hour, and the new bucket would have all of the water in it still, but the rusty old bucket would only have half of the water. And the old bucket felt so bad for this woman working so hard and using so much devotion. It said to the woman, "I feel so bad because I am old, I'm rusty, and I'm leaking all of this water, and you're just working so hard every day." Where the woman looked at the bucket and said, "Thanks to you, on your side of the road that I walk every day, it's filled with flowers, so that every single day on my morning walk, I walk in beauty." The feather also stands for devotion, because to be able to fly, we need devotion to take off. And our next speaker is one of the most devoted husbands, entrepreneurs, men on the healing journey, and papas that I've ever met in my entire life. But what is the meaning with all of the devotion if you never have time to enjoy the beauty of your own life? Well, our next speaker has found an answer. Please welcome Paul Kahn.
Paul, you need to get a job. I've been avoiding this conversation with my wife for months, but nothing I was doing to try to grow my business was working. My son was barely a year old, the bills were piling up, and the stress was just overwhelming. Have you ever prayed for something, and when you finally got it, it looks nothing like what you expected? When I was in corporate, I would daydream about running my own business. You know, laptop on the beach, spending quality time with family, only doing the things I loved whenever I wanted, wherever I wanted. Instead, it looks like my baby's screaming in the background while I'm on a Zoom call, and I'm having my third nervous breakdown of the day because that marketing campaign I've been working on for months, radio silence. And I'm running around like my pants are on fire from my never-ending to-do list. And oh, my mom keeps wanting to remind me that I look like I've aged 10 years since I started my business. Yeah, you could say I was barely hanging on. Please, can I have a bit more time? I pleaded. And my wife looked me dead in the eyes. You have 1 week. And after that, you have to get a job. I'm like, okay, I know what the hell to do. So I did what I always do. Numb on Facebook. So, as fate would have it, I was scrolling through Facebook and I came across something that would change everything. ChatGPT. Now, usually, when it comes to technology, my brain goes, nope, not today. But this felt different. I saw something more with AI. It was like having an infinite brain in a jar that could give my dreams and ideas arms, legs, and wings. But I also saw it lack something. Our human touch, our authenticity. I thought, how could it write like me if it knows nothing about me? And that's when it hit me. I had the opportunity to merge AI with our individual authenticity to amplify and scale you and me, something that hasn't been done up until now. So I threw a Hail Mary, and I asked my wife for 2 more weeks. And 2 weeks later, I had 3 new clients. And that's when I knew I was onto something. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I knew if I just kept going, if I trusted myself with this path, I'd figure it out. And my company, Nothing Kills Dreams, was born. See, with platforms like ChatGPT, it's trained on the internet, which means, unless you're famous, it knows nothing about you. And what I've created with my company is an AI software that's trained on you. Tailored to your voice, trained on your books, your content, your stories, your experience and knowledge. Imagine an AI version of you that you could use to generate new assets and new content, from books and courses to social media content based on your unique knowledge base, so that you can serve more people, make an even bigger impact in a fraction of the time. As entrepreneurs, we often come across 2 core challenges. And that's 1, there's only one of us, and 2, there just isn't enough time. Well, I'm here to challenge that status quo today. That instead of just accepting that as our limitation, that we can consider the question, what if with the right AI tools, that we can unlock our potential, that we can magnify our impact and regain our most precious resource back, time. And so I discovered that it was 3 core benefits that AI brings to businesses. And that starts with 1, which is maximizing the potential of what you've already created. I used to hate creating content. I would spend hours in front of a computer screen, banging my head up against a wall, frustrated, and create nothing. And that was until I discovered the power of AI. And I learned how to create high quality, authentic content that sounded just like me in a fraction of the time. And that's when I realized the answer isn't to work harder, it's to work smarter. See, sitting in front of me today, I see books waiting to be written, life-changing trainings waiting to be created, inspirational content waiting to be written. And chances are, it's already hiding within what you've already spoken on, written, and created. And what AI can do is organize, synthesize, and repurpose all your content to create new books, new courses, new trainings, new speeches, so that you can serve more people and make an even more powerful impact, so that you can unlock that treasure you're already sitting on and draw out the gold that's already there. And that brings me to number 2, which is scaling your impact. Have you ever wondered to yourself, if I could just clone myself, my life would be so much easier? Yeah. On those days when I see the dishes piling up and my son is tugging at my leg crying, and I'm trying to cook dinner, my wife wants my full undivided attention, and my phone is ringing off the background, yeah, trust me, I've thought about it. But doesn't it feel like that running our business sometimes? Like we have to be everything, everywhere, all at once? Sure, we can create extensions of ourselves by hiring people or bring on business partners. But that's still limited by our financial resources. And guess what? They still need to eat, sleep, and poop. And that's where AI can be a game changer, especially one that's trained on you. Imagine one that trains, coaches, problem solves just like you. AI isn't meant to be a replacement of us, but an extension of us. Just imagine, how many more people could you serve and impact if there was a version of you that was available 24/7. And how much wider could your reach and impact be if you could operate without capacity restraints? And that brings me to the third and most compelling benefit that AI is ultimately here to bring us, which is to help us regain back our most precious resource, time. When I first started my business, all I wanted to do was hit the elusive six-figure mark. But every day, I'd be stressed out, thinking about where am I gonna find new clients and how I'm gonna pay my bills, how I'm gonna get through this massive to-do list. I was grumpy and I was exhausted every single day. And for what? So that I can make more money to afford more time. Time to do the things that I loved. Time to cuddle with my wife on the couch and watch my son play with toy cars. Time to live. Scaling ourselves with AI gives us the space and the time to be more human, to live, to love, to dream, to create, to do more in less time. Because at the end of our lives, we're not gonna remember all the moments we spent working. We're gonna remember the moments that made us feel alive. Our time on earth is finite, but finite doesn't mean it can't be extraordinary. Scaling ourselves with AI allows us to surpass our previous limitations on capacity and capability, to reinvest our time in enriching our lives, and to pursue our dreams on a much bigger scale. The reason why I named my company Nothing Kills Dreams is because I realized that while jobs can be lost, circumstances can change, nothing can kill our dreams. Because at the core of it is our human spirit. It's our adaptability, our authenticity, our imagination, our humanity. Instead of being scared of the unknown, we have an opportunity to take our dreams to a whole new level, to hustle less and live more. Our life is made of moments. How will you make the most of each one? Thank you.